Hi, everyone. Why is the blockchain space so full of scams? Hi, everyone. In this video, I'll attempt to answer the question why the blockchain space is, in the words of SEC Chief Gary Gensler, rife with fraud, scams, and abuse. Of course, that might just be a hallucination on the part of Bitcoin's overactive immune system, but I don't think so. All of the investment advice out there, if you are looking to invest in cryptocurrencies, they tell you watch out for scams. It's so bad that the word scam coin actually has an official definition according to CoinMarketCap and investment guides and what have you. And according to this definition, a scam coin is a fake cryptocurrency being developed and marketed with the objective of enriching the developers and or early investors by confusing and defrauding later investors. And as a last argument, look at the sheer number of coins being listed on coinmarketcap.com. It's about 10,000. Are all of them being developed authentically? Do they all have new and innovative features? Or are some of them just money grabs? To start off, let me clarify what I mean by scam. And what I mean is more or less the same as the definition of scam coin, except that in my perspective, the good intention or bad intention of the founders is irrelevant. Well, if the intention is bad and the intention is to defraud people, then it's certainly a scam. But even if the intention of the founders is good and noble and they want to benefit humanity, it can still be a scam coin. And furthermore, lack of transparency in the project, in the official documentation on the website versus the code that's actually being run, that's a dead giveaway. But just having transparency doesn't mean it's not a scam coin either, because reading and understanding that documentation takes a lot of work, and investors generally don't do that work. In fact, you could make an argument that the developers of a cryptocurrency have the responsibility to make the documentation as easily accessed and processed as possible, because they ought to know that investors don't do their due diligence, or at least they don't have infinite resources to do due diligence. Transparency can actually be a misleading signal, and if you openly boast how transparent you are by pushing documentation after documentation, and you end up confusing the reader by overloading them with information and with buzzword lingo that they don't understand, and the purpose is to confuse them, not to elucidate. And in this case, transparency can actually be a misleading signal. For me, what I would qualify as a scam coin is whether the dynamics inevitably lead to the enrichment of the founders or early investors at the expense of later underinformed investors. Now, the underinformed part is the key element of that sentence, because an interaction between two people is ethical only if those persons have informed consent to that interaction. If there's consent, but that consent is not informed, then you can't really say it's an ethical interaction. And in the case of scam coins, the key telling feature is that the bag holders, the people left with a loss, they wouldn't consent to that interaction if they knew beforehand what the probabilities were of them ending up in that situation. So, why do they arise? I think there are two reasons, or at least two reasons. And for starters, Money is not a consumption good nor a capital good. A consumption good is something that basically disappears or loses its utility after you use it. And a capital good is something that you use to produce something else. They call money capital, but in my eyes, it's not, because money does not induce a physical transformation of resources. Money is a third type of good, namely a medium of exchange. It's a transactional good. The only reason why you want money is to spend it in the future, to maybe spend it in the future. There is no standalone use case for money. If you have a pen, you can argue, well, it allows you to articulate your thoughts. You can project your thoughts onto paper and keep it for later. Or you can send a message physically to someone else. Pens have a use case. And so if you want to sell a pen, you can say, you can use it for writing something down. You can sign things. But if you want to sell money, how do you do that? Sell me a Bitcoin. Sell me a $10 note. The only reason that could compel me to buy your Bitcoin or your $10 note is an understanding of that Bitcoin or that $10 note commanding a higher exchange rate in the future, an understanding or a reasonable expectation. Money is a zero-sum game. If you buy a Bitcoin at 5 and sell it at 25, you've made $20 worth of profit. Congratulations. The rest of the world has made $20 worth of loss. And that's the case with money. Now, there is this caveat that if you analyze the macroscopic, if you analyze the economy from a macroscopic lens, a better money makes the economy more productive because it leads to better allocation of resources, a better division of labor, and so forth. So a better money is beneficial. But if you look at the micro scale, you have winners and you have losers. And so whenever you want to profit off of money, the pathway to profit is a loss, is a pathway to a loss for other people. That's the first dynamic at play when analyzing why there are so many scam coins. It's time for an interlude. If this is the dynamic that's at play, doesn't that mean that every cryptocurrency is a scam? Well, no, I don't think so. And one of the reasons why is because the zero-sum argument only works if you measure the price against some other metric. And this other metric is an important feature. Typically, we use fiat money, dollars in my case, as the metric. And you could very well make the argument that fiat money is itself a scam coin. It is the mother of all scam coins because you have central bankers in collusion with bankers printing more money to benefit the financial class and political classes at the expense of everyone else. They do this behind closed doors with no oversight from the actual users. And so it's actually rather easy for cryptocurrency projects to claim credibly to be less scammy than fiat money. You just need a transparent and predictable monetary policy. You need to inform investors. You need their voluntary participation, and you should not censor. And in fact, all of those features is something that fiat money doesn't have. So by that standard, even the scammiest of cryptocurrencies have a leg up on fiat money. Another reason why I don't think all cryptocurrencies are scam coins is because the world is on a relentless march towards a cryptocurrency standard, whereby cryptocurrencies entirely displace fiat money because it's strictly better money. And so the fact that this transformation is happening, or even the expectation that this transformation might be happening, invalidates using fiat money as the metric to define a zero-sum game. And in fact, a cryptocurrency's potential role in this evolution can inform investors. Investors can legitimately expect and invest based on that expectation that a cryptocurrency becomes a significant market player as the evolution towards a cryptocurrency standard unfolds. And so the second reason why I think there are so many scam coins is because of venture backing. It's because in order to build a cryptocurrency, even if you do so with noble intentions and technical expertise, and with a capacity to bring about new and improved features that benefit humanity, even if you have all those things, it still takes time and effort and expertise to develop a cryptocurrency. And while you build that cryptocurrency, you need a salary. And in order to get that salary, you take in investment from early investors. And they have an expectation to profit. And their pathway towards profit comes from price appreciation. So they want to engineer price appreciation, as well as exit liquidity, so that when they exit, they don't tank the price in the middle of their exit. And so the tokenomics of the cryptocurrency, by which I mean the pre-mine, issuance schedule, lock and release dates, and so on, they have to be structured so as to benefit early investors. And since it's a money and a zero-sum game, it has to be structured to benefit early investors at the expense of retail investors. Moreover, this perverse profit incentive requires that retail investors be underinformed, because if they were informed, they wouldn't buy the bags that they're going to end up holding. And it wouldn't make investment sense for the early investors either. So the dynamics of venture capital and early stage backing in cryptocurrencies incentivizes projects to underinform and confuse retail investors. So, how can cryptocurrencies avoid becoming a scam coin? Well, first off, they have to ensure that all growth is organic, or there is no growth at all. Growth can be driven by features, applications on top of the cryptocurrencies, can even be driven by speculation as to the cryptocurrency's relevance in the future. Early stage backers have to understand these dynamics. And they have to understand and agree that any profit has to come from organic growth and not the engineering of a loss for retail investors. And they have to understand that nobody's getting preferential treatment. And of course, informing early and late investors and being transparent about your monetary policy and features and the merits and demerits of those features and those technologies is absolutely essential. That's it for today's video. If you want to learn more about Neptune, head over to https://neptune.cash. If you want to comment on this video, leave a comment below or head to the forum talk.neptune.cash. Be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next week, as I do every Monday, for a new update. Take care.